Hi guys, I trust you are well this week. It's been a little while since I've been able to talk to you. You may have read on the post that my dad's in hospital quite unwell. In fact, for a while there it was very touch and go and we weren't sure what the outcome would be. And I'm pleased to report that there's been significant improvement, although we're not out of danger completely. As part of that, we were confronted with this whole issue of an advanced life plan. And more accurately put, an end of life plan, and those really tough questions of, what do we do for care? How far do we allow the doctors to go? Do we incubate? Do we do CPR? Do we use defibrillators? Do we use all the medicines? What do we do? And of course, as a family, we want to do everything we can for my dad to be with us for as long as possible and for him to be as healthy as possible. And so there's so many questions, and thankfully we had a fabulous doctor, and he handled us really, really kindly and well. And as a family, we are close, and so we've been able to have the discussions. But it's a tough discussion, and even now I think, wow, it's confronting, and now it's dad, and maybe it'll be mum, and we think that because my parents are in their 80s, but then, it can also hit us when we're young, when we're kids. Our own kids can be in situations and scenarios that are horrendous, and some of you would have actually lived through that. And so my heart goes out to you today, because I found it so difficult for my 80-year-old or 79-year-old dad. I can't begin to imagine what it would be like if it was one of my three daughters. And so I really am thinking of you today. But also I'm thinking of the learning. And the learning for me is to not avoid the conversations. The learning is to think about it. The learning is to do all we can to be close so that we can have the conversations. Also to have a good medical team. But there are decisions that we make in life, aren't we, that can be so, so difficult. I pray for wisdom all the time. I want to be wise. I want to make wise decisions. I have people around me that I consider to be wise, that I can get opinion from. All these things add up in times of crisis to be really essential. And for us, that's what it was. A week ago, there was probably more chance of my dad not living. And so it was a crisis for us. And I haven't seen him today yet. Sunday, I've just finished preaching this morning. Great church in Torquay. But this afternoon, I'll go and see my dad and see how he's doing. But yesterday, he was doing really well. When I say that, he's eating a little bit. He can't walk yet properly. And he has some level of accurate communication and a whole lot of not so accurate. But that's a long way to where he was. So I'm glad about that. But it challenges me, and that's what these talks about. When I'm challenged, I want to challenge you guys, or encourage you at least. Think about end of life planning. Even if, and I've said it before, even if all you're doing is letting your loved ones know whether you want to be buried or cremated, that alone is a huge discussion when people don't know the wishes of a loved one. So no matter what your age is, I think that's worth a discussion, certainly if you're late teenagers onwards. Well, have a great week. I look forward to talking to you next week. And until then, may you live a fabulous life in the next 7 days. God bless you.